Since 1892, the program we will be taking over has been in place. The only years that they have not fielded a team was between 1902 and 1917, where they switched to rugby, in 1918 for World War I, and 1943 through 1945 for World War II. But since their inception, they have held a positive winning percentage. 664 wins to 478 losses and 49 ties. Against every opponent from their former division, they have held a winning record outside of one team, and that one team is at a tie, 43, 43, and 4. And during their more early years, they did see some pretty good success, taking home a national championship in 1926 and 1940, though asterisks on the 40 as it depended on the poll used. Though in 1926 they were coached by such a legendary head coach that they named a youth football program after him. Additionally, they also hold one of the oldest rivalries in college football, starting back in 1892, in which they hold a winning percentage in those matchups: 64 wins, 47 losses, and 11 ties. They also hold a rivalry from across the country dating way back to 1925. Throughout their time, they have been a historically winning team, playing in 30 bowl games with a winning record, including 17 appearances in bowl games, now comprising the college football playoffs, the third most appearances of any team. They've also taken home 15 conference championships, stretching throughout their time. But not all success sees the biggest glory. The team only has one Heisman Trophy winner. They've also had the runner-up 6 separate times, including one player being the runner-up in back-to-back seasons. If they would have won every single one of these Heisman races, they would be tied for second most amount of Heisman winners in college football. But it's not always about the Heisman. They've had plenty of players nominated and have won a variety of different awards and trophies. And some of those players have seen their numbers retired: number 1, number 7, and number 16. They've also had a total of 25 players and or coaches elected into the College Football Hall of Fame, 4 of which moved on to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And a total of 297 players all-time have been drafted into the NFL. But that success has not lasted, with 4 straight sub-500 years, asterisks on 2020 as it was not a complete season. But during that time, they only won 17 games to 37 losses. Their all-time winningest head coach has stepped away from the team, not going to another job, just simply walked away. But it's not just their coach walking away, their fans as well, as over the last 5 years, they have only averaged an attendance percentage of 56.02. But it makes sense when the team has played as they have. For their offense, 110th out of 130 in scoring offense last year, 89th in total yards. Their defense even worse, again out of the 130, ranking 129th in both scoring and total yards. But despite what is happening out on the field, they continue to bring in strong recruiting classes. 21st in 2020, 43rd in 2021, 19th in 2022, and 44th in the most recent recruiting class. And while the play has not come together as a team, individual play still stays high, as they've had 19 players drafted since the 2019 draft, 10 of which have seen starting time. But have you figured out who it is we're taking over next? With 6 teams still in the running, will it be Rice, Mississippi State, Stanford, Marshall, Eastern Michigan, or the Buffalo Bulls? And for our first College Football 25 Dynasty, we will be taking over the Stanford Cardinal. Many have guessed correctly if you were paying attention to all of the elimination and hints over on the community tab. 5 guessed correctly, but special shout out to Kobe Hawthorne 962 who guessed correctly on just the 3rd hint and elimination. But with that, we start the rebuild of the intellectual brutality. I hope you all are as excited as I am to jump in to College Football 25 and begin our dynasty. We will start tomorrow. We'll go through what essentially is going to be a spring game. We'll pin ourselves versus ourselves, introduce as many of the players as possible, and then we'll continue throughout the first week of only college football, Monday through Friday. We'll get back to the Madden videos come next week. And when that does happen, college football will still be first and foremost Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you guys got a whole bunch headed your way. So make sure you stick around by hitting that bear icon in the bottom right or scrolling down, hitting that sub button, and definitely tapping that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live, as we'll officially kick things off tomorrow.